It's now 11 o'clock. Really hard to appreciate what it takes to raise children in this digital age. Dangers seem to be lurking everywhere. We've seen those threats aren't always empty in the recent death of Haley Busby. Police tonight say the Fishers teen connected with the man suspected in her disappearance on various video games and communication apps. Tonight, our Logan Gay joined Hamilton Southeastern families for a crucial conversation about internet safety.
Haley's story was definitely on everyone's mind at this meeting, and they're using that as fuel to learn tools to make sure it doesn't happen to anyone else. Inside the same school where 17-year-old Haley Busby once went to class, parents gathered for a lesson of their own, learning how to protect their kids from online predators.
It's just been super heavy, and I feel like as parents, it just feels like this has just been such a violation of the community, like of our safety, of what we feel is real.
The event was planned before Haley's death, but her story is what brought many parents here Wednesday night.
The conversations with parents, kids, everyone for weeks have just been heavy, and everyone's just trying to figure out how to make sense of it.
Former Assistant U.S. Attorney Tiffany Preston led the conversation. She spent nearly 18 years investigating internet crimes against children. Because of the graphic nature of some conversations, children and news cameras were not allowed inside. But Preston says the goal is simple: use what we know from Haley's case to empower families.
It really comes down to three important things: communicating with our kids, talking with them, telling them about the dangers that are out there in an age-appropriate way, restricting access to some apps until they're ready, and most importantly, providing support.
Preston says any child with internet access can be at risk.
Most often, kids who are targeted by these specific type of predators are kids who are doing well in school. They have a smartphone, they have extracurriculars, they are close with their families.
She says that's why parents can't assume their child isn't vulnerable.
We live in a modern world, and you need to be prepared and at the same time teach them with love.
Well, I'm going to go home and check all of our phones and check all of my kids' settings and just have a conversation about all of that I learned.
In Fishers, Logan Gay, 13 News.
And tonight we're also sorting through new developments in the Haley Busby investigation. The FBI just searched a home where 39-year-old Tyler Thomas stayed while Haley was missing. Thomas is facing federal charges tonight in this case: sexual exploitation of a minor and travel in interstate commerce with intent to engage in illicit sexual conduct. Now, this is the first time federal agents have searched this property since Busby's remains were discovered. Police in Columbus, Ohio, searched that home last month. Community members are invited to remember Haley at a celebration of life in Fishers tomorrow night. That service gets underway at 6 tomorrow night at I-Town Church. That's near 136th and Brook School Road. The doors will open at 5. The memorial is open to the public. Guests are encouraged to wear pink tomorrow night because that was Haley's favorite color. Angela?
Scott, temperatures right now in the 20s and 30s. It's a chilly Wednesday night across central Indiana. We're at 30 degrees in Indianapolis, 27 Kokomo, 26 Lafayette, down to 29 degrees in Bloomington. You'll need the heavy coat again tomorrow. Morning temperatures in the 20s. From there, we'll climb into the 30s by late morning, expecting high temperatures very similar to today in the upper 30s and low 40s. Mix of clouds and sun in our Thursday forecast. Tomorrow is dry, Friday is dry. We do look ahead to a weekend rain chance. Got some updated timing on that. Late Saturday into early Sunday. I'll have the hour-by-hour timeline in the full forecast.
All right, we'll see you in a little bit, Angela. Thanks. Tonight at 11, we're hearing from IMPD's new chief. As our Brandon Schaff tells us, all of this comes as the police department is now handling community concerns about a recent viral video.
It's a new era for IMPD as the first female police chief was officially approved right here at a City County Council committee meeting. It was also an opportunity for Chief Terry to directly address that viral video showing that interaction between an IMPD officer and a juvenile. Applause from fellow IMPD leadership and community members as the City County Council Public Safety and Criminal Justice Committee voted for Tanya Terry as the next chief. That vote comes in the aftermath of a controversial video captured last week of an IMPD officer telling a juvenile driver, quote, "I will kill you. Do you understand me?" during a traffic stop.
Let me be clear. The words used in that incident were unacceptable. That language does not reflect the values of this department or the professionalism we expect from our officers.
Terry explained IMPD officers were monitoring a student walkout when they saw a juvenile entering a car with a gun. Terry says officers pulled the car over for a traffic violation, but she says the driver did not initially follow commands and turned away from the officer. That's when the video recorded what the officer said. Terry says the video did not capture de-escalation efforts before that moment. She says a loaded, stolen handgun was recovered within reach of a 17-year-old passenger in the car. She says both the officer's words and illegal possession of guns are concerning. Community members who knew Terry well spoke at the committee meeting, reacting to her addressing the video.
The main thing, her transparency. She shot out right off the bat talking about it. She told him what was what, and a lot of things you didn't see on the tape.
When concerns were raised about an officer's conduct or a traffic stop, she addressed it directly. That demonstrates accountability and a commitment to professional standards, which is what we need in our city.
Terry says an internal administrative investigation into the officer's conduct is ongoing, and the prosecutor is reviewing the case. Brandon Schaff, 13 News.
U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement is setting up an office tonight in Carmel. City Council President Matthew Snyder confirms that news tonight, but couldn't say when it's taking place or why. Snyder released a statement saying, in part, "I support the rule of law and recognize that ICE is a federal agency charged with enforcing immigration laws and protecting our nation's borders and ports of entry. At the same time, the proximity of existing federal resources naturally raises reasonable questions about necessity, coordination, and communication." Now, we talked with the Carmel police chief tonight. He also confirmed ICE is establishing office space in Carmel, but directed questions to the agency. So we reached out to ICE to ask about the reasons behind the move and the timeline, and tonight we're waiting to hear back. Tonight at 11, 6 people are now recovering after a suspected mass overdose in downtown Indianapolis. All of this unfolding around 10 this morning near the Julia Carson Transit Center. That's where an off-duty officer found several people with similar symptoms. Medics took 3 people to the hospital in critical condition, 3 others said to be stable. Anthony Ventura is an activist who started the Big Homie Foundation. He told us he's been where these people are, and it's why he is in this area nearly every day reaching out.
I just try to be there for people, however that is. Some people don't even eat. Some people just come down there because they know I'm coming and they know it's a good vibe. They know my ears are always open to them, and I have a shoulder they can cry on if they need.
This was the second mass overdose that we've seen here in Indianapolis in less than a year. Last March, you may remember, 6 people overdosed in nearly that same spot. Tonight, the Hamilton County Coroner is asking the public for help identifying human remains connected to suspected Indiana serial killer Herbert Baumeister. Investigators believe Baumeister killed dozens of men on the Westfield property back in the 90s. They've identified the father of one of the victims, but they need to ID the mother so they can put a name to those remains. You can see the victim's late father right here. This is Jerome Jerry Harvey, who lived here in Indy most of his life and was married 4 times. If you have any information about this victim or the victim's parents, please contact the Hamilton County Coroner's Office.